In this video, I want to give you just a real quick history about how golf clubs were sold and fit, and how golf is taught today. This is old. This is Tom Morris. Old Tom, they call him, and he was a great player. He won the Open 4 times between 1861 and 1867. He was born in the home of golf, St. Andrews, Scotland. And his store is still there, right by the old course, Old Tom's. It has a sign right there on the brick building. Tom was not only a great player, he was a golf instructor, and he was also a club builder. Back then, the golf instructors were intimately involved in helping their students get the right equipment. Most students played with, back then, 6 or 7 golf clubs, but the instructor was just giving the student the right equipment was a big part of helping them grow as a golfer. And if the instructor didn't make the club, they worked hand in hand with the local club maker. Even if you fast forward 100 years to when I was walking home from school from the 7th grade, I remember walking past. We had local sporting goods stores back then, and I remember there was a Phil's Sporting Goods, Old Man Phil. And I would walk in, and I would, every day on my way home from school, I'd go over to the wall and I'd look at the golf clubs. He had all these golf clubs and golf balls in different colors, and he had a barrel of used clubs that I was looking through. But back then, he couldn't sell Pro-Line stuff. There was also in town, the nearby town, a Big 5 sporting goods store, and they couldn't sell Pro-Line stuff. If you wanted Pro-Line stuff like Wilson Staff or a Palmer putter or Ping, Hogan's, you had to go to the golf course, because back then those companies that built those clubs supported the local pro, and it helped the local pro with his business. Because even Titleist golf balls, you couldn't get them from the sporting goods store. You had to go to used to call it green grass facilities, locations on the golf course. In the 70s is when these volume discount centers started popping up around. Somehow they got the rights to sell Pro-Line stuff, Titleist golf balls, and they bought in volume. They sold in volume, and the local pro couldn't compete with them in price. So golfers started going there for their product, and the local pros started getting phased out of the loop. When it came to buying, and the salesperson started becoming more and more involved. And then into the 80s, the 90s, the boom came. More Pro-Line clubs came from everywhere. More Pro-Line golf balls, and golf became a multi-billion-dollar business. And these high-volume centers moved the equipment. Almost all the equipment was moved through them. Very little was moved through the pro and the golf course anymore. And this went on for about over 45 years. Today it's gone even farther. Now even the salesperson is out of the loop, because today most of the golf clubs are bought online. People just go online to buy their stuff. And it seems like the primary goal with golfers today is buy the newest equipment, the newest designs, because they still think that there's some magic in the new design is somehow better than the design 5 or 8 years ago. It's not, but they think it is, and they think that if they get a set for $1,000 that are supposedly worth $1,800 or something, that they're getting this great deal. So this is what everybody does nowadays. They buy poorly fit equipment online for supposedly a discount prices. I think it's gone. It's progressed down the wrong way, obviously, and I think big business is just big business. Major brands have been unloading equipment, giant inventory of equipment online for years and years. They have to unload this stuff, so it's nothing. There's nothing good about it. Big businesses also moved into instructing golf. You'll see these learning centers popping up everywhere. These high tech learning centers where very expensive learning in golf fitting. High tech golf fitting, very expensive. Golf is it's not about technology. I say this over and over and over. You can't learn golf through a video camera. Golf's an art. It has to be taught. So big business, big business to survive, they have to have this one size fits all model, and golf is never going to be that way. It's just not a one size fits all model. It just doesn't work. My advice to you in this little story I have is to move away from big business, to stop buying golf clubs online, to not go to high tech, very expensive learning centers to learn the golf. Look around your town and find yourself an old Tom, just a good local pro like the old days. And then you're gonna have a lot more fun. You're gonna save a lot of money, and you're really gonna become a better golfer. And I think that's the whole idea. So that's my little story, and I just wanted to tell it. Thank you.